Me, faculty from the Department of Corporate Secretariat, Bharatidasan Government College of Women, Puducherry. The topic for discussion is Goods and Service Tax Council. So we know this GST has been introduced and now it has been implemented throughout the country on the motto of one nation, one taxation system. So we have a uniform taxation system throughout the country. Now the council, that is the Goods and Service Tax Council. So there is a council constituted under this act. The main function, why this particular council has been constituted and what are the functions they pass, the structure of GST council, we will see in all these PPTs. The lecture for GST council starts with the introduction to GST. So this council, as I told you, is being constituted by the GST Act. This council is a main apex body. So the main function is to go for recommending. They go for recommendations. So these recommendations are related to modifications or related to reconciliation of any of the rates of tax, or with respect to procure or any law or regulations which are based on the GST services in India. So with respect to the committee, so this is the main committee or the apex committee in order to go for recommendations. This committee has been constituted on 12th September 2016. So before the implementation of GST, this council plays a major role, and this council has been constituted in the year 2016 in the month of September. The main function is related to important decisions. So they are indulging themselves in taking important decisions. Thus, this decision is with respect to the taxes, the rate of taxes, the rate of cesses, in case of surcharges, what are the surcharges to be levied, and the parity between surcharge and the compensation package for the center, states, local bodies, and what were the taxes which has been subsumed. All these decisions has been taken by this council only. So this council also dictates tax rates regarding the exemption. So what are the commodities which are not coming under the purview of GST has also been recommended by the GST council. And regarding the filing of returns, so we are aware there are a lot of forms which every GST trader has to go for filing. All this has been made mandate under this act. So any modification in the filing date, then tax laws, tax deadlines regarding the submission date of this e-filing returns, and special states, status for special states, all these things. So special status has been given to the northeastern states like Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram, Sikkim, then Manipur, Meghalaya. So all these states are enjoying the special status. So regarding the special provisions, some special states are having some specific and special provisions under the GST. So all these facts are also being decided by this council. And the responsibility, the main responsibility why this particular council has been constituted is to have one uniform taxation. So one uniform taxation with respect to rate for goods and services. So that is the reason why they have constituted this council. So this council has come into existence by Article 279, one of the Indian Constitution states. So under the Indian Constitution, this Article 279, this particular GST council has been constituted, and it has been constituted by the President of India. So from the implementation from the date, that is within 60 days of this Article 279, this GST council has been constituted. with the help of the finance ministers of all the states. So according to this GST council, it is the joint forum. So we have members from all the states, that is a representation from all the states and union territory. So it is a apex body which has the constitution from the state and center. Regarding the recommendations, so what are the main recommendations with respect to this GSTs with regarding the exemptions? So which are the commodity or goods which are being exempted? Then regarding the law, procedures, principles that are to be followed in case of supply, regarding the threshold limits, the registration for threshold limits. Then regarding the rates, so specific rates with the commodity and services. So we have 4 different category of rates. So based on which the GST council will decide about the GST rates on these goods and services. Then regarding special rates, so this special rates are being levied in case of national calamity or disaster. So this is also being decided by this council during their meeting. So they conduct a lot of meetings, and only with this meetings they decide about the raising of any additional rates in order to have more revenue. This is more specific in case of any national calamity or disaster. Then for regarding the rates, so these rates are for some certain states. So they design the special GST rates for certain states. So these are the recommendations this committee always makes. So with respect to the threshold limits, rates, place of supply in case of raising of more additional revenue or resources, and regarding rates. So this council has some specific features with respect to its office. So it has been set up in New Delhi, and regarding the revenue secretary, he is the ex officio secretary to this council, and the Central Board of Excise and Customs is included as the chairperson, and he is a permanent invitee, and he has got no voting powers. So it is being a permanent invitee with non-voting powers, and they have to be present in all proceedings of this GST council. An additional post is also being created as a additional secretary to the GST council. Then they have 4 more posts as a commissioner, and this has been at the level of joint secretary, and the GST council secretary will have officers taken on deputation. So there is a representation of officers with respect to this secretariat. They are being constituted and has been deputed from both the central and the state government. So there is a equal representation between this members for the secretariat, both from the state and central governments. And the deadline, regarding the filing of deadline, that is GSTR return 1. So the council has also set up an anti-profiteering screening committee. So this is a very important function of this anti-profiteering screening committee. So this curtails the anti-profiting mechanism under GST. So only when you curtail this anti-profiteering mechanism and the authority has been constituted by the GST council, we can have a stronger and a smoother flow of GST. So this is a very important landmark in the recommendations of the or the features of this GST council with respect to anti-profiteering mechanism. Then regarding the decisions, so they have already decided the threshold limit for GST, and it has been 20 lakhs with respect to all the states except the special category states which already have mentioned, like Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya. So mostly from the northeastern states, Sikkim, Tripura, all the states are coming under the special category states. And regarding the threshold for these states has been set as rupees 10 lakhs. For other state has been 20 lakhs. Regarding the composition scheme, so a trader, one is coming under the composition scheme. So except this northeastern states and Himachal Pradesh, it is 75 lakhs. So for them, like northeastern states and Himachal Pradesh, it has been set as 50 lakhs per year. This is with respect to composition scheme. Products like ice cream, tobacco, pan masala and all other edible ice cream manufacturers, they are not edible for composition levy except in case of restaurant services. Then this council is indulge themselves in recognizing the rules for registration of this GST regarding the payment, regarding the valuation, then input tax credit, then composition, then filing of return, regarding the intricacies with respect to refund or in case of any modalities with respect to disputes. So in they are acting as a modality or arbitrary with respect to resolving the disputes which is arising out of this recommendations. So in case if the people do, if the rates there is any issues with respect to composition or return filing, or in case of availing this input tax credits or transactional provisions, all these has been set out by this council's recommendations only. Now we will have a look at the members of the GST council. So the Union Finance Minister will be the chairman of this council, and this particular Union Minister of State in charge of revenue or finance, he will be a member of this council. So here I have to make a mention that there is a constitution of both the central and state representation with respect to the GST council membership. So one member each from each state who is in a minister in charge of finance or revenue or taxation or any other minister, and any one of them will also be the chairperson of the GST council, and he will be mutually elected by them. Then there is an important note we have to make over here. The Secretary of Revenue Department, who will be working as ex officio secretary to the GST council. So I made a mention of it in the previous slide. The chairperson of this CBEC, that is Central Board of Excise and Customs, he will be a permanent invitee and he will be present in all proceedings but without any voting rights. So that is the point to be noted. He will not have any voting rights, but he will be present in all the proceedings and all the meetings of the GST council. This is the composition of this GST council. So we have the Union Finance Minister and he is the chairperson. And regarding the vice chairperson, so this vice chairperson is being elected mutually based on the members present in the particular council. Then we have the experts from the field of particular revenue or the taxations. So we have the representation from other states like and we have the members and representations also made from the Union Minister of State with respect to revenue or finance member. Then we have the chairman of the CBSE and he is the ex officio permanent invitee, and we have the secretary, that is from the Union Revenue Service. He is also the ex officio secretary. So this is the constitution of the composition of the GST council. Then this is the constitution. So they have come into existence by Article 279A. So we have a chairperson and we have a member. So that member is from the Union Minister. Then we have member, that is one member from each state, and we have members from 2 union territories also. So from this member, one person will be elected mutually as a vice chairperson. Then we have the secretariat, GST secretariat, where we have a chairperson of this Central Board of Excise and Customs, and we have 4 commissioners. We have additional secretary and secretary of Revenue Department as an ex officio. So this is the GST council structure. And we will look at the functions of the GST. So what is the role or the function this particular GST council is doing? So if we look at this particular functions of this committee, so this committee is tasked with duties to make important decisions. So they make important decisions and changes. So this council is only authorized to determine the rate of tax applicable under this dual GST model, Then regarding the tax exemption rules, the date of submitting GST forms, then regarding the deadlines for any specific exemptions which are made to the special councils. So we know this is an apex body, and this body dictates the terms, rates, deadlines, tax reforms, keeping in mind the various other changes. So the main role with respect to functions is this help in subsuming various taxes, cess and surcharge in case of GST. So we have subsuming in case of central tax and state tax, which has been now under the GST. Then regarding the services and goods which will be subjected to GST or the exemption. So in case of petroleum, it has been still under the exemption ambit of GST. Then regarding threshold limit 20 in case of all the other states except the special states where we have a 10 as the threshold, rupees 10 lakhs as the threshold limit. Then regarding the floor rate with the bands of GST. So we have the highest of 28% in case of luxury goods. So that is the highest floor rate. So this council only decides the rates, GST rates, and in case of any special rate. So if you have any natural calamity and you want to have more revenue or additional revenue, in such case, this council makes recommendations. So they try to increase the rates of taxes in order to face the national or natural calamity which is being arising. So only through taxes the economy of a country can be stabilized in case of any natural or emergency calamity. So regarding the special provisions, so here is a mention of the states. So which are the states which enjoy the special provisions includes Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Sikkim, Nagaland, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Regarding the model on GST, as we know in India there is a dual GST. So in case of the power of levy is the deciding model for a GST. So in India both state and central has the power to levy GST. So this levy principle of GST and the governing, regarding the governing of time of supply, place of supply, all these factors is also are the main functions of this GST council. Now this is the council. So this council is a joint forum of the center and state, and this council will function under the chairmanship of Union Finance Minister, and it has the ministers nominated by the states and UTs as members, and this council will act as a benchmark, and it gives you the benchmark, and it will give the guidance, that is regarding the states and union territories with respect to sharing of compensation, tax disputes, or regarding the issues with exemptions list, threshold limits, all these are being made. So in case of any such modalities or disputes being arised between the share of a state or center with respect to anti-profit earning mechanism, or with respect to claim refund, or with respect to input tax credit. So all these things are being decided only by this council. Then regarding the weightage of the 1/3 of the total cast votes. So for quorum, we have to have 1/3 of the members of the GST council. So regarding the decision, so if you are going to take any such decisions in the proceedings, and that decisions can be taken by the GST council with a majority. So at least for the majority of deciding any decisions, we have to have the 3/4 of the total members. So based on the 3/4 of the members who are present, and this only they are the deciding authority, so that constitute the majority. 3/4 of the total members are to be present in this particular meeting, and they have to give their decision, and they have to present in the meeting, and they have to vote. That is very important with respect to decisions to be taken in the weightage. So in case of the quorum for any meeting, it is 1/3 of the members of the GST, Council. So regarding the voting of all state governments taken together, that should have a weightage of 2/3 of the total caste weights. So this is the with respect to the voting powers, why it has been constituted. This GST councils has been constituted. So this particular council has been constituted with the recommendations of both the state and the union government. So this is with respect to amending the constitutional amendment, and this council is the main thing. So what are the main reasons for this GST council is they eliminate the cascading effect and also helps in lesser tax compliances. So this is why we have this GST council. And regarding the present structure, we have our own finance minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. So she is the chairing the particular council, and the main why this council has come into existence to assist. So this council is moreover going for the assisting the compliance of this any decisions with respect to GST implementation. And this it is a governing body. This council is a governing body, and it comprises of both the constitutional by the both state and central ministers. So this particular council helps in the smooth functioning of this GST in our own country. So this council has a main decision. So this council is a main decision making authority, and they are being council has come into existence in order to finalize the design of the GST. So this particular council decides and it helps for the development of harmonized national market. So the main function why this particular council has come into existence is to discharge the functions of this GST, and it helps for the harmonized national market. So for the goods and services, so this is why this council has been constituted, and we call it as GSTC, that is Goods and Service Tax Council, and they have the main role is to decide about the return due dates with respect to services, with respect to decisions. So they take the decisions, and they also have the apportionment of integrated GST, the principles and the governing law with respect to place of supply. So also they decide about the other matters. So the matters which are being related to GST, this is also being decided. So the main power is only to recommend. So the power of the GST council is only to recommend with respect to the revenue neutral R&R, regarding the transition provisions, all these things are being decided. So regarding this GST, as I told you, the council should have at least a 50% total members when any meeting is being conducted. And regarding the decision, we have to have 3/4 of the majority, that is 75%. So regarding the weightage we give the central government would have 1/3 of the total vote cast. And with respect to state governments, we should have a weightage of 2/3 of the total vote cast. This is with respect to the quorum of the council. So they have the function with respect to apportionment of IGST, then threshold limit, then floor rates, regarding the special provisions with respect to special states. So this is the thing, and they also recommend the date in the particular some of the items which are not under the GST purview. This exemption list also is decided by the GST council.